I do, totally. He
Anyway.
ain't concentrating.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
good.
good.
That's good. All right, approval of the minutes. Everybody looked at the minutes?
Yes, I did.
All right,
I motion we approve the minutes.
And I'll second.
all right. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Citizen participation. The side note, comments should be limited to 3 minutes, should be related to items on the agenda. If the topic you wish to discuss is not on the agenda, you are invited to put your concerned comment in writing and submit it to the board. The board will then determine whether or not to discuss the topic at this meeting, defer it to subsequent meetings, or direct it to appropriate staff for further research and action. And it is, we are being streamed live on the Central Coast YouTube channel, and if anyone has public comments or questions, they can comment on the live stream, and the questions will be relayed to the board members and answered at the end of the meeting. And with that, anybody from the,
No one's on right now.
okay, anybody from the gallery? All right. Reports.
I don't really have a whole lot of maintenance report to say other than the doors are done. If you've seen them, other than I've got to paint the trim and put the final seals on. The engine had a starter issue and it's been since resolved, so I actually just got it back this morning, so the crew could have it back again, so. Other than that, don't think we have anything of notable maintenance issues right now, so.
Knock on wood.
Yes, knock on my own head.
I don't want to see a whole bunch of 911 things about things breaking.
You done?
Yeah.
I don't really have an admin report, but I do have a correspondent, and I kind of been doing that. CERT is having their annual potluck on Wednesday, December 10th. We are all invited, including spouses. Ricky with CERT wanted to make sure that I invited the board members, and I guess, kind of their way of just saying thank you for our ongoing support. So, Wednesday, December 10th at 6 o'clock, it will be here.
All right. Anything about,
Volunteer-wise, right now, it's just academy going on.
Yeah.
So we're
We
on
don't
our
have-
annual break for bingo, and
Yeah, we don't have bingo going or anything right now, so.
but we do have 5 recruits in academy.
5 recruits for Central Coast, 1 recruit for Newport. I'll talk about Academy in mine.
Yeah.
all right. Anything from the union?
No, you have it on your agenda from that later on.
Oh,
Yes, under old business, yes, we'll take care of it then. All righty, committee reports. So, we had another committee meeting, on the merger consolidation project, and there was a lot of discussion on timing, some of the hurdles that both sides are gonna have to go through. And there's been some actions that were taken out of that. One of the actions is, Chief Mason did a presentation, and talked briefly on, differences in the two, budgets, on how our budget sits, how their budget sits, driving, things that drive our budget, things that drive their budget. And then, that was gone over again in their board meeting last Monday. I will say that the committee as a whole, is, very much for, working together, being, and having the end goal to be one district. I think probably our biggest stumbling block is going to be overthinking it is gonna be, I'll just say, very broadly, is just overthinking, some of the details and the, having, like, for instance, a good idea, I mean, in a perfect world would be to do a high-level feasibility study. The problem with that is feasibility studies hit you both with needing a lot of time to get done and a lot of money to do it, which neither district really has either of both, so where we are right now is, and I will do it later on, I guess, under new business or under old business, is us giving Chief the ability to work with SDAO and anybody else that they determine would be applicable to take our boilerplate 190 agreement and really firm it up from our perspective, taking both sides into account. The other aspect of that's going to be, he's going to sit down with Frankie, which I don't want to take out from his chief's report, but he and Frankie are going to be sitting together next Tuesday and going between our budget and their budget line for line to really tighten up the kind of 30,000 foot level numbers that he was able to put together a couple of weeks ago. So this will really kind of get into the granular detail. And then at that point, we will have something to present at our next committee meeting, which I would like to have sometime between now and YAHAT's next board meeting, TBD, to present that, go over some more of the, anybody's additional thoughts that we have, and then, hit the ground running at the beginning of the year, because we're not gonna have a meeting next month. Hit the ground running on where we can be. And on that, I want to kind of take a little, deviate a little bit from citizen participation. Stan, who is part of the YAHAT's board, is here in the audience. Stan, if you've got any additional words of wisdom.
I think you covered it.
Okay. So.
Do you want me to, in your guys' packet, include the minutes from your guys' meeting so that the rest of the board can kind of just
Yes, that would be,
Okay.
you can pass them on.
I almost did, and then I was like,
Yes, we do,
wasn't sure.
yeah, we do minutes for those meetings because it's a requirement under the.
yeah, you're not required to approve them or anything.
Yeah, they can just, informational items.
So
All
I'll
right.
add, them all to the Google Drive under
Mm-hmm.
this meeting, so that you guys just can see them and from the last two.
It just refreshed my memory, did those minutes get sent to, we sent those those minutes got sent to everybody that's on the committee?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Anybody got any questions about, that's kind of like they're thinking about as far as the merger, or?
So you're gonna have, you're scheduling a presentation with Yahat, or you're
So-
scheduling a,
So what we did in our previous meeting, which was 2 weeks ago, as a committee, we sat in here and Chief went through a PowerPoint presentation that talked about, what's good about about 190 agreements, what's bad about 190 agreements, but the good things is that other than money, pretty much everything else we do, we can literally work it as a singular unit and get used to it and figure things out and whatnot. that does, to me, for me, that does two things, is it gives us the ability, you know, to kind of look at the lessons learned, you know, what's working, what's not working, those kinds of things. But more importantly, ultimately, this goes to the public. Doesn't matter, you know, we can all be in favor of it across the board, but if the public isn't sold on it, they're not gonna vote for it. So what I think this really will do is, in real time, between now and whenever that vote is, it shows the public what they're, you know, the benefit of what it is and what they're getting.
Right, for the merger.
For the merger.
For the merger,
Right.
right, but the 190s, that's.
So, yeah, the 190.
The 190 is between boards, so that's.
Right, well, and the 190 agreement literally sets all of the policies and do's and don'ts, and the only thing that you cannot do is you cannot commingle money.
Right, right.
But everything else is pretty much operationally, it's,
Well, what my question was going to be is that presentation that Jamie did, the PowerPoint that Jamie did, is that something that you're going to show this board as
Oh.
well? I mean, because we.
sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
it's-
good.
I
it-
mean,
you know,
or we
it's
can,
just
I mean,
more,
at this point,
You know, just
I think
kind
it
of
would be good.
informational.
yeah, I mean, we'll definitely, I mean, that's something we can email to the board at this point, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, or if they want the presentation to be.
okay, I just, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
Good question.
yeah,
It's just a matter of getting everybody together under a workshop. And
right,
And
well,
I can
that's,
present it,
you know,
or
I
I
mean,
can send it to
because
you.
I just wanna make sure that, you know, that everyone gets to see it. You know, if Yahats is seeing it, we should see
Right.
it too.
You could probably just email, I mean, I could look at it through email.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe have to have
we
workshop.
could, but.
Yeah, it's small enough,
but
it's
at
email, it
least-
can go in email.
Well, the other thing that I was thinking though too is that if there are citizens who are interested in the presentation, scheduling a workshop to have the presentation would allow an opportunity for citizens to also participate, view, and so on.
Yep.
So, just to kind of put that out on the,
Good point.
Yeah.
We'll do that in December.
okay. Oh, gee, well, we aren't gonna have a meeting,
No,
so.
well, I mean, yes, point taken, and we should, but at this point, for sure, we will have everybody on the board should have that, you're right, and then, yeah, we can, you know, the other thing is too, is that, citizens are allowed to sit in and, observe the committee meetings, which we did have about 5 or 6 people that showed up. You know, and it was a casual enough environment to where, you know, it was good to hear, you know, input from the citizens that did show up. So, and I want to have another meeting between now and, as far as I know, Yahats is having a December meeting. So sometime between now and then, I wouldn't mind having, you know, at least another committee meeting that everybody would be welcome to do. Typically, it's been falling on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, so,
Which may or may not work for some people.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
okay, all right.
All right, finance report.
No.
No, she's like,
Not really a whole lot. This is Brett pretty much had everything in for October. The only thing really notable was that we finished off the sale of surplus property, so it's all gone now. We owed a whole extra $17 to workers' comp. That was not even worth doing a check, I just did it online, so. Yeah, your next meeting, I'll have a more in-depth of stuff. No previous levy taxes, but we are starting to get current levy taxes and, property taxes. I just got notice today of the big chunk of about 520,000, should go in the bank tomorrow. So, and we've had about roughly around 2 to 3 already. So that'll show on the next financial report. And if these look a little differently, it's because after I ran them, I realized that Brett did classic view for you, and this is the new view. Which I kinda like, I don't know. We'll see. So, I'm getting there, I'm getting my bearings.
If there aren't any questions, I move to accept the financial report and to approve paying the bills.
I accept, we approve the financials and pay the bills.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the financial report and pay the bills. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None. Motion carried. All right, under old business, since the guys are out on a call right at the moment, we need to have two people be a part of the negotiating team. I definitely want to be on it because I did it last time, and I'm familiar with that format, and honestly, in talking to Chief a little bit, and the fact that it's going to feather all into a potential change in how the district looks, it's pretty straightforward as far as just really just looking at the step process for their pay. But, so I guess I nominate me. Does anybody else want to be on my,
I don't have time right
I'm kind of in the same boat, unfortunately.
I mean, Rick's not here, so Rick's it, and I'll just.
Oh, there you go.
Judy?
I'll step in if we need to, no problem.
Okay,
Well, then I nominate Judy.
all right. So I and Judy have been nominated for the negotiating team for the union contract next year.
Okay.
I guess there's,
Do we need to do a formal motion to appoint the two of them for the, okay, I move to appoint John McCulloch and Judy Thamakis to the negotiating committee for the Central Coast, for the union negotiating committee for Central Coast.
now. I'll second that.
all right, it's been moved and seconded that Judy Tamakis and John McCullough are the two representatives for the negotiation for the union contract. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, new business. As it's been mentioned, because it's in our policy that we have a meeting every month, and December is just jam-packed with everything, that we typically vote that meeting out.
Right.
So I'll take,
I move that we, don't schedule a meeting for December unless it is necessary.
I'll second.
so it's been moved and seconded to not
Have
do
them-
our normal meeting,
Unless it's
but
necessary.
but leave it open for emergencies only.
Right, yeah.
So,
All those in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And all the events, thank you. I said in all the events, thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. Chief report.
Yeah, so grants, going over grants, we still have nothing from AFG, and with all of FEMA's sites not being updated, there's no information coming out. I have no way of tracking these grants. So until we receive some level of notification from them, whether it's yay, nay, or just an update of what they're doing, we're really in the dark with the AFG grants. We have two grants. We have one for an engine, and then we have a second for a facilities upgrade, which is a new SCBA fill station that's stationary. So we have the mobile one on the truck, this one's a stationary, and then a port account, so we can do our own in-house fit testing without having to rent the machine or send people anywhere else. And then an exhaust system for the vehicle bay to start pulling the exhaust out of there. So, those are still pending. I really have no other information from FEMA. There's nothing I can find because they're not updating anything right now. So, Congresswoman Hoyle's proposal that we sent to her has moved forward. I sent you guys the email. The bill was funded. So, from my interpretation of reading that email, and whether you can, say you agree or not, but it sounds to me like that money's secured. And now we just have to go through the process of all the paperwork and the due diligence to get to the money being deposited into our account. So that's $1,015,000 for facility upgrades for this facility. It is restricted to facility upgrades for this facility, so we can't just take it and do whatever we want with it. The next step, according to the email, is I have to do the application process with the USDA, and, because they're the ones that are controlling the funds. And then there's some planning, some forecasting, some estimates we have to get in, schedules. It's gonna be a bunch of work. But from what I read, and unless you guys interpret it differently, it's funded and it's coming. It's just a matter of doing all the legwork now. So that'd be nice to get that money and start to really improve this facility as much as it needs it. So, and that'll cover a lot of the improvements. So,
That is good news.
of course, Ford Family did award us $5,000 for the countywide fire academy, which we are in process of spending as we go, as the academy needs come up. Leary Foundation, when John gets back, he can tell if there's an update on that, because he's the one that actually applied for that one. But we did put in a grant for a positive pressure ventilation fan that's battery operated for the engine. We have a battery operated one on there. That one will move to our secondary engine, and this one will become the new primary. And then we were awarded just under $15,000 by the Sleds Tribal Charitable Contribution Fund for new turnouts. And so with the $5,200 in matching I put with it, it puts it at a total of $20,000 for PPE for this year. So we'll get some new turnouts in and keep our rotation going so we don't get caught in the dark with turnouts expiring. We do not have any surplus. All the surplus has been sold off and gone. So we are very much so caught up with spring cleaning. The academy is doing very well. Classes have been on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. We have class tonight after this meeting, actually. And then we have class this Saturday. It's their first Saturday for doing their hands-on skills and things beyond what we do in the weeknights. So, want to say, thank you to Cafe Chill. Cafe Chill is handling the sack lunches for the training day for us, and that's being paid for by the grant. So, thank you to Ford Family and thank you to Cafe Chill. We have 5 recruits for Central Coast and 1 recruit for Newport in the academy. And we have 2 more people who have approached us this week with possible intentions of wanting to sign up and be volunteers also, that we could maybe try to slip into the academy where we're at. So we might see 2 more people coming in. We'll see if they follow through. Building facilities, of course, Eric said the doors are installed and up and going, and they've been great because it puts a lot of relief on me, because I know that now that we're getting into the storm season, I don't have to worry about doors failing when the wind picks up and grabs a hold of them. So I'm very happy about that. And then,
And they're so much quieter.
yeah, and they're so much quieter, yeah.
They are.
Definitely. And lighter, and they have battery backups, so if we lose power, the doors will still open and close. So
I don't know how many cycles, but at least they'll go open.
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, because we always lose power during the storm season at least once, so we're gonna find out. So, one way or the other. Other than that, unless there's questions from the board, that's all I've really got. This one's pretty short. We've got a lot of events coming up, as you know, the holiday season, literally, there's a lot stacked on us with the light parade, the Operation Santa, the open house we do every year with the pictures with Santa and everything. So there's a lot going on.
Every weekend.
That plus academy, plus we're doing extrication training right now. All of our personnel are upgrading to their extrication technician. So those will be done the week after Thanksgiving is when the training's all completed. every day this week, we've had training for that, and then we'll have one more shift's worth of training after the holiday, so. So there's a lot going on.
I have two questions.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
One is, have we ever gotten the reimbursement, wildland reimbursement?
So I got an email at the end of last week from them saying that OEM was cutting the checks this week, but we have not seen the check,
Okay.
so.
So it was a slow horse from Salem.
The check's in the mail, right?
Yeah.
And the other question is, we normally do a volunteer appreciation, when is that? I'm trying to remember, because I thought it was like sometime in January, December, January,
The
February.
banquet, for the last few times that we've done the banquet, has been in
January.
February, March timeframe.
Oh, February,
Well,
March.
We did one in
We
January.
had it scheduled in January last year,
Yeah,
but then the ice storm.
Right.
So we
okay,
had to move
all
it to
right.
February. But it wasn't in the budget.
we don't have one in the budget this year.
Ah.
I'll be looking at putting one in the budget next year.
Okay, all right.
Next year, we are more in the green.
Yeah, yeah,
This year is really a recovery year.
yeah.
And then we'll do
So-
like a double.
I was very,
Okay.
very stringent on the budget going into it, but that being said, we received our reports from the county today, and so that's why it wasn't in the packet, because we didn't get it till today. So if you look at the packets that I handed out, the top sheet is the budget summary that I give you guys every year when we do our budget proposals. So these are the numbers that I forecast out. Unfortunately, when it shrunk it down, one column just says field, because it shrunk it down, and so the number doesn't fit into the field apparently, but that's okay, because the end result is easy to get to. So the first set, when you look at current year, and then it says fiscal year ending 25-26, and then it goes into all the different, the permanent rate, the operations levy, and the serial levy. Everybody see that in the blue section there? Okay, so in the district value to calculate rate, I predicted that we were gonna get 416,000 based off of the 3% increase and what I thought new development was gonna bring in. The county reports that we will be bringing in, and it's gonna be the last page of that packet. It's gonna be 417,756. So that was spot on
Yep.
for our income. Under the operations levy for the $1.87, I predicted $948.36.13. That's gonna be the middle page. And we're gonna receive, or excuse me, the first page, and that's gonna be $967,078.75. So we're gonna be about $20,000 more than I was estimating us receiving. And then on the 35-cent levy, I predicted 177 and change. That's gonna be the middle page, and that's 181,000 and change. So that's another $4,000 more than I predicted. So our budget as proposed is going to be exceeded in income, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
A really good thing.
Yeah, about
So,
26,000.
yes, about $26,000 more than we were estimating to receive for the year.
Which means
based
you
off
did a very good job of predicting.
It was, they were close, so I'm happy with that.
Yep.
So, yeah, so that's the one thing to cheer for today, so. So, yeah. Questions?
No, so, good of the order.
Good of the order. Anybody have anything for good of the order?
So I'm gonna go back, basically, because he showed me this, and I'm gonna go back to something I asked about 2 years ago. And we've been through the ringer over the last 2 years on almost laying people off, and really just everybody having to step it up to make sure that we got our levy passed, and everybody's been working hard getting, all this grant money that's been showing up. and getting things done. And so I want to go back to an ask that I did this time 2 years ago, which is to take a portion of money and provide all of the paid staff a holiday bonus of $2,000 each. So that would come to roughly about between 18 and 20,000 with all of, because it's only gonna be federal, state, none of it goes to PERS, because it's not income in that regard.
I don't know, that's Wendy's.
You just have your normal taxes come out.
Right, yeah. it's
Yeah,
just
you
a
wouldn't have
straight-
any union.
That's why I was,
You wouldn't have any, company contributions to, PERS or savings plans or anything like that,
Or
so.
workers' comp even.
Hmm?
Or workers' comp even.
Or workers'
Right.
comp, yeah.
so, I mean, I
So-
think,
You're saying that you want the checks to be 2,000, which
Right.
means the district would have to put whatever the
Yeah,
tax
we
and
do-
everything on top of it, so.
right, so whatever, and obviously that changes a little bit with each person depending on how many exemptions they had and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
But,
It shouldn't be that.
I mean, I think, it's not a lot,
That's
it's
my
not a,
question
it's
is-
not a,
Would it be doable, given,
It's- I mean, especially given the information I just received, yeah, it's very much doable. You know, right now, at the end of the year, we were showing a surplus. We gotta go through the rest of the year, and typically the one factor in that affects that is our overtime. But we are in a surplus, if we go over. I originally planned that we were gonna have to do one more tax anticipation, just until we get to the next year, but it would be a much smaller than this last one, because we are, with the numbers we have coming in now, thanks to the growth of the levy, we're now in recovery, very well in recovery. So, that's also gonna come into, negotiations. Negotiations won't go into effect till next fiscal year. And this amount would be less than what we're gonna see in negotiations anyway. So it would have to be possible if we were gonna do negotiations anyway, so.
well, and then the other reason, and then the other aspect of this is, from a timing standpoint, is this is the crew that has been, taking care of the load for the last 2 years since I asked about it. Sadly, one of those members is gonna call it quits at the end of the year, and we're gonna have new people starting next year. So I just felt there's really an appropriateness to the bonus being something that the entire crew has worked equally, across, I mean, especially this last year where, we were having a different conversation this time last year on what we were doing.
very definitely.
So,
Well, I mean, assuming that all the numbers.
The numbers-
If the numbers are there, I'm certainly in favor of it.
okay, so can I get a motion?
No.
Or is there any more discussion?
I agree with you.
So just to clarify, you're wanting the net
The net
Yeah.
need to be,
two? Okay.
Yeah.
right.
I-
Sorry about that math, but,
I'll second. Or, did we ever get a motion?
No, we haven't made
Oh,
the
I'll
motion
motion
yet.
then.
Okay,
all right.
I'll second.
So it's been moved and seconded to provide in the next, however, the next cycle,
It'll be separate.
a separate bonus of net 2,000 to all paid staff in the district. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you very much.
Yep.
It's something that is just kind of near and dear to me as far as taking care of the people that make it happen for us.
Yeah.
Anything
I-
else for good of the order?
Yeah, I have one for good of the order, because I need direction on it. We had a conversation a while ago about a couple of our employees who were penalized due to payments for different things that cannot go into the details about, that were not sent off in time by our person who was handling our finances at that time. We had the conversation that we felt that our employees should not be the ones who are grunting that penalty. And so I asked that we wait until we started having money coming in, which now we have money coming in. I would like to have the direction from the board to go and resolve those penalties for those employees.
Yes.
Yeah, I move that you proceed with resolving the penalties. And that, yes, the board should definitely cover, or the district should definitely cover those costs, not the
Absolutely.
employees.
Did you make a motion?
Yeah,
I
it was
second it.
kind, ham-handed, but it was
It's
kind of a
okay. I
motion.
second it.
It's been moved and seconded to clarify and reimburse the
Penalties.
penalties incurred by the employees.
To the employees.
To the employees.
Yes.
Yeah.
All in
I'll
favor?
And it will
Aye.
be reimbursements because they've already paid taxes on it.
It'll be reimbursed, yeah, because they've already, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, and I have the documentation for those. So
Okay.
those, I'll get those up to you Monday.
And it did pass. Everybody was an aye.
Okay.
Anything else? Or forever hold your peace?
Do you, because you talked about your committee meeting, do you need to make a motion and give direction for me to work with SDAO on the 190 agreement, or not?
Did we?
I thought we did.
I thought we already did that, but if we didn't, we should.
Did we do that, Jen?
I thought we did that.
Check last month's minutes, because it would have been last month if we did, because I didn't start working on that 190 agreement until last month.
Yes,
Hang
I
on.
think, well, that was in the minutes from
It
last.
was in the
You-
minutes, yeah.
You gave me direction to create a boilerplate and share it to the
Right.
committee.
Right.
I don't know that you
Yes,
gave
you were
me.
authorized to begin the process of coming up with a rough draft for 190 agreement, and to work with Yahawks and talk with attorneys as needed.
What the
Yep.
attorneys is needed.
Okay.
Okay, so we're including SDAO into that then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. And,
Nothing more from me.
all right. Adjourned at 4:42.
Still haven't beat my record. And they still haven't beat my record.